히트 시즌2.
What up? Welcome back, everybody. We're here.
Didn't realize we were just getting right into it, but it's okay.
We're getting right into it, man.
All tied up 1-1.
Yep, and this is the normal way of things, and I know I get like a bit harsh in some of these matchups where I'm like, well, it's pretty tough to see Chickenboro winning this one, but when you look at the lineup today, it's pretty obvious. In fact, if Monday Castro doesn't vote for Ryung, because he might do that because he does stuff like that sometimes.
He does do stuff like that.
This may be one of the days where every single, or at least in the second part here, every single vote is 7-0. Even for Gumiho to win for Chickenboro, it's like this matchup, the skill difference between every single player. Well, I wouldn't even say the first one. The first one is like Gumiho just being like some kind of god in this matchup. But when you look at the rest of them, it's like we're looking at a Star League finalist, a champion. Okay, I mean what else do I say? Like, I mean, I'm being real with you guys. Okay, I'm being real, and let's see.
Give it to us straight, Wolf.
Either of these mirror match players, if they can do the unthinkable, if they can stop INnoVation or Dark, two champions, then we can have that ace match. But one of them has to do it.
Who's it going to be? Will it be Ryung here? He is 3-3 in TVT. Whereas INnoVation is 3-1. Has a better overall record. As you can see, so far head-to-head, INnoVation is ahead 6-4.
Actually, I think some of those matches were probably even back from the GSTL days.
Boom.
7-0. There you go. How does he know these things? Is he some kind of wizard? I've been casting Starcraft in Korea for a long time.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are going to jump into game number 3 here at TVT on King Sejong Station. Up in the top left, the Terran player from MVP, it's Ryung.
And down in the bottom right, in orange, the SKT Terran, it is INnoVation.
Did he get a haircut?
Yeah, he did. He also, I think it was like last week, and he styled his hair a little bit differently today. Well, basically what I'm trying to say is he didn't really style it, because he has been really experimenting a lot. I don't want to get too deep on it, but he was going for like a very popular style from China for a while there. Then he was going with the kind of like where you like put up a wall on top of your head. I don't know what that's called. Yeah. Where you just stick your hair up at the front. I may be the hair master, but I don't know the terms for the styles. It's all just in my head.
The wall on top of your head.
I'm like the Einstein of hairstyles. Like I know more than anybody. I just can't express myself. You know.
Yeah. Well, that was apparent. With the wall on his head.
Yeah.
But
you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's got the flat top. I don't know. That's not what it's called. It's a different hairstyle.
What is this style now? It kind of looks like a bowl cut.
It's just, well, my haircut, if I don't style it, it still looks okay kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I suppose so. Ryung's kind of just got the normal Korean thing going on, the very bushy kind of front raccoon thing you got on the front of your head.
You know, he's got the same sort of style that MMA was rocking when they were teammates, in fact. MMA liked to shave the sides off a little bit more, but Ryung, he's kind of keeping it a little bit more even. The tuna Terran as it is. So, faster factory here for Ryung. Faster CC for INnoVation. It's obviously going to be a trade-off for the more aggressive timings for drops. Alien Harass and the like for Ryung.
Ryung has also taken double gas here, but he has not actually put all of his workers on the gas. And now he's actually totally taken them off outside of 1. So, a very specific build to get a fast factory, and then he's going to do something else here that doesn't require a lot of gas, I suppose. Probably Hellions.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a very similar Hellion style because that only costs minerals. You only need the startup gas cost for the factory. And he's going to add a CC into the starport, so he has those extra minerals from pulling out. Now, the Reaper will scout what INnoVation is up to. This factory time is pretty normal. Almost delays it, one shot away, but fails to do so. And INnoVation's even considering going for the chase here. Decides to back off instead. And the starport on the way here first for INnoVation. I think we'll see it planted here for Ryung.
Look at this. It's the, as the Koreans like to say, the triple here. Very fast. The 3
baby,
CCs.
the triple.
Yeah.
I don't know about this, man.
This might get scouted. Well, there is a wall actually on the left side, that cliff. Ryung did a very nice job there. And he's putting on some pressure at the same time, so he's making it seem like, he's got something going on here that's not very greedy economic play.
I just feel like he, without the starport here, with these add-ons he's adding right now, he leaves himself very vulnerable while he's doing this build. Obviously, that's just kind of how the build works. You're greedy. It's a greedy build. You can't, like, have the tech I'm talking about and have the CC. That's just physically impossible. Oh my god, what a genius. What a god. INnoVation.
Well,
he's like, I just innovated. No one will ever wall in TVT on this map ever again. Ever again. This will never happen. History was made today. INnoVation's like, did you know you could bounce over the wall? Everyone on the internet's like, everyone collectively gasps together as Ryung realizes he wasted 300 minerals. And that was totally worthless.
I mean, he didn't see the third CC, but he saw the super late starport, so he might be like, well, this is odd.
Yeah,
something's weird here. I should pressure.
He was planning on pressuring anyways, but now he knows that there's a higher potential, success to be had. Good wall, or not wall, but concave at the top of the ramp here for Ryung, making it harder for the Hellions to do splash damage. The Cyclone also makes this more difficult as well. But he still wants more return for what he committed to with the Hellions. He's going to have a Raven here in just a moment. And if INnoVation doesn't find some more pressure soon, he will have to just build his third CC on the low ground. I think that's probably his best option right now. Doesn't mean that his pressure is over by any means. Wow. A second factory, no CC. I mean, that's one way to be more aggressive, as I was saying.
Yeah.
This matchup has changed so much this week.
Totally different. I feel like, I don't know what happened over the last week, but someone did something that has changed this matchup for now at least. And
Ryung is he's also building a tech lab on that barracks right now, so we might see for the first time some bio coming out. He could just be making that tech lab preemptively for something else later, but he doesn't have any more structures to put that on. Let's wait and see. Okay, it's done.
You know what probably happens? Well, he's making another barracks here, so yeah, there's going to be bio here from Ryung, but mech from INnoVation. So maybe I always used to talk about and kind of joke about it. It was like, well, if your opponent has 3 Vikings and you have 2, you need to make 2 more so that you have 4. Yeah. And then you don't want to make any more than that. You just want to have just enough to take air control, but then make medevac so you can pick up your tanks, right? Maybe it eventually hit a tipping point where it's like, well, I need 7 Vikings, I need 8 Vikings, and people just made so many Vikings and a Raven because PDDs are great. And then they were like, well, if we're making this many, might as well just make a bunch of tanks and just go mech. We shouldn't even go for the bio because we're not going to have enough medevacs, right?
I think there's certainly some truth to what you're saying, and I do think that with the map pool we have, mech is very powerful because there's a lot of naturals like this where you can kind of siege up and pressure. And it's hard to micro against large amounts of Hellions in the early game when you don't have enough units out and you're trying to get your own tech set up. There's a lot of different ways this Raven can be used now. It can be used to try to break these tanks with auto turrets. I think that's what he's starting to think about here because no Vikings have been shown. But he can also use it for PDD. He's waiting to see the Viking counter Ryung because he doesn't know how many Vikings Ryung has right now. He can assume pretty reasonably that he is ahead, but he doesn't have vision of that yet, so he's not going to use that energy until he's ready to go through the break.
Oh, and Liberator's getting into the mix. This tank is going to go down. Ryung, in fact, does have more Vikings, but he does not have the PDT or the auto turret here. The tank line has been broken, and INnoVation is pushing.
He wants to end this game right now, and I think he will. The Hellions here transform into Hellbats, and they will do so much damage. The Liberator gets taken off in the back, but it doesn't matter. Actually, no, it survives. It just removed, and that will be game here. Look at Ryung. He sits back in his chair. He knows it's over.
Oh, boy. What a quick one. The
Scans
GG
a third
scam.
even, yeah. He's like, what, you even had a third base with this? I just got outclassed.
Well, he is just making it now, but it's not going to feel good coming into this one. INnoVation, a nice little timing here. And he probably identified that that third base was coming in very soon, or at least that Ryung was going greedy.
GG. The crux of this, man, is the Raven. It doesn't work without the Raven. He waits until the Vikings are shown. He's like, okay, I force you to show your Vikings. Don't show your Vikings, I'll kill your tanks with the Liberator. Show your Vikings, I drop the PDD, your tanks die anyways. And maybe, if you're lucky, you win the Viking fight, but already killed your ground army, and the Hellbats are the follow-up. Even if he lost air control there, his Hellbats would have been able to decimate that mineral line. A very well-practiced, well-executed build here from INnoVation. And that's why he's one of the best Terrans in the world. Consistently, builds like this, preparation like this, very, very well done. I was not disappointed with Ryung's play there. I was really impressed with the execution and the preparation that was shown by INnoVation. For one best of one in the matchup he's so favored in, he still clearly spent so much time creating this build and this timing.
And everything continues to go according to plan, just as we have predicted it here. INnoVation takes the win, and it's 2-1 now to SKT, and MVP's woes continue. We were hoping for one player to give Gumiho another shot in the ace match by taking a win and forcing that ace match, but it's going to be all down to departure here.
Yeah, I think that out of the two matches left, Ryung was the more likely candidate. But Departure has beat big names before, most notably when he was able to beat Biel. And then his teammate, Terror, was also able to do the same.
Yeah. He also beat Hero, I think twice.
Yep,
actually.
with Burrowed Roach movement when Hero was like just not changing his builds. Hero sometimes, when he starts winning everything, he just like never changes his builds and then he gets countered.
This is the build. Yeah. Actually, this is just the build. This is the best build. I'm only going to do this build. And you're exactly right. Like, INnoVation actually did that on King Sejong Station. I think that was Pro League, actually, where it was just like, no, I know what you're doing. And he just like instant countered him. So it was kind of crazy.
I think in this moment, Departure could pull an upset if he is able to somehow stop one of Dark's timing attacks. Dark is best in ZVZ when he hits a Roach timing, a Ravager timing, a Speedling Baneling timing, a 3-base timing attack with Roaches, Roach speed, +1/1 or +2/2. Like, he hits these moments where he's like, okay, I have a million Overseers and Overlords. I know at this exact moment you don't have enough Mutalisks or you don't have enough Roaches and I have more than you, and you try to take out the greedy third base, or I saw that you made these drones, and he just kills you. And he has so much influence of Su's old ZVZ. We don't see Su fielded that much. SKT had one of their best rounds of all time, or one of their worst rounds of all time. But you could see all these timing attacks from Dark. That's what he normally does. And if you want to counter that, you kind of just play safe and defensive, right? You try not to be greedy. The problem with that is Dark does these timing attacks against good Zerg players, but versus someone like Departure, he may just simply straight up play a macro game because he doesn't have to hit a timing in order to win this CVZ.
Yeah, I feel like he's very good at reading the other player, too. Like, I feel like he very rarely gets build order countered. You know, like you're saying, it's like, I know what kind of builds I want to use against better players, but, like, generally he knows if a player that's less favored, the underdog against him, is going to cheese or not, and he prepares accordingly. Because you're exactly right. Sometimes he's just like, no, we're just going to play a macro game. I know he's not gonna cheese me. Sometimes he's like, no, I got to make a safe pool. I know this guy. Like,